So we have guests, though. We
Yes, we do have guests.
We have not only guests, we have big guests, huge guests.
Multiple guests.
Multiple guests. And we don't even, this is why we're irresponsible. We don't even try to get bookings, but here out of nowhere,
just happens.
We get two legendary Nerdcore rappers, the one and only MegaRan and One Up on the Exploded It Show.
Hey, what's up?
What up?
We saw you guys yesterday. Actually, you played One Up like 2 weeks ago on the show. Your what is it, Megatron song, Mega Man song?
I can look it up.
Yeah. It was one of those songs.
It's a Mega Man theme song, I believe.
And so you found him.
Yeah, I think you're on that one. I think I'm on that song.
Yeah.
You're on that song too?
Yes.
I'm telling you, you guys got it.
Today,
it was kismet, as they would say. Isn't that a Yiddish word, kismet?
I don't think anybody would say that.
Kismet. Not Yiddish. Okay. So anyway, how did you find One Up? Tell us how you discovered him, because you did.
I told our producer, Ralph, that I'd like Nerdcore, and he basically handled it.
I thought you found him at Geek Fest when we were trying to make a playlist. Didn't you find the One Up music then?
No.
Oh, I just lied to this guy 10 minutes ago.
Nope. I told Ralph about all the Nerdcore stuff I'm into, and he searched through Bandcamp and somehow came across One Up and sent him a little message like, hey, what's up, brother? And we got him on the show.
He was like, play my music. He was cool with it. Some people would be like, no, that's my music. But you're like, share it with the world so more people listen to me.
That's what we're here to do, right? Spread the good feelings, make everybody laugh and kind of question themselves when we say these lines. Like, what is he talking about me?
That's it, man. So did you grow up in the world now, Comic Cons and the nerd world and the geek world? I mean, you got comic book movies now are the greatest movies ever. But when I was a kid growing up, the 1994 Fantastic Four was about as good as it got, and that was a disaster.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was awful.
94.
It was so bad. The thing was like in this weird,
made of real clay,
paper mache costume. I don't know what.
Every morning they just put clay on the man and painted him orange.
Did you come from a world where it wasn't? Were you Comic Con before Comic Con was cool?
Absolutely, yeah. But when you say about the movies being terrible, don't forget about the 1995 Power Rangers movie. That is one of the best movies ever, and I still watch it. Yeah, the Turbo one was great too. Yes.
Okay, I'll take it a little further back. The 1990 Ninja Turtles movie was amazing. All three. So there.
Yes.
Back in
it's
Time.
Still the best Turtles
Will you
movie.
do Back in Time? Will you do Back in Time?
No.
Turtles in Time, man. That is so good.
But it's so good.
On the Power Rangers real fast, though. What was the little kid's name that was in the Turbo?
Billy. No, not Billy.
Like Stevie or... Rob Ray. I don't care. That kid, though, he had a special power that no other Power Ranger has.
Grow.
Yeah. He's a 12-year-old kid, but when he morphin times it up, all of a sudden he becomes like a 30-year-old.
Did he really?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Power Rangers.
Well, I kind of had to because of the way the Power Rangers was made.
Well, yeah, but then he became the same athletically tall, backflipping Power Ranger. Why couldn't he? Why didn't he just become a badass 12-year-old?
Because they took all the footage from the Super Sentai.
Yeah, it was 3 shows that they
not in the movie.
Together.
Yeah, not even Turbo. Turbo wasn't. They did just do the. Well, yeah. So they took a bunch of series from the Super Sentai. Because even the Zero Ranger was 15 years before the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers actually came out. It was the 12th or 13th season of Super Sentai, and so they had that one, and then they pulled another season from Super Sentai, because Sentai, they only did one Ranger cast per season.
No, so I was going to ask you that question, but keep going, because I got a question for you after this story.
Okay, yeah, so they only did one Ranger cast per season, right? So what they did for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was they had the rights to a certain amount of footage or whatever, a certain amount of seasons that they could do. And so at the third season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was actually the only one that had original storyline. So they had to create, because they ran out of footage to use from Zero Ranger and the other ones that they were using.
So he was reusing footage in the Power Rangers? He was using Super Sentai footage in the Power Rangers show?
So the fight scenes are all the stunt doubles and stuff. So
holy crap, dude!
That's crazy.
That's talk about recycling.
Yeah, that's.
Have you noticed when they do the fight scenes how it gets really grainy and it looks like it's completely a different even though it takes place in California.
It's completely different.
It looks different because it's old footage, so they have newer cameras shooting the regular stuff, so it kind of looks better, but the quality was still kind of cruddy. But
I've got a total new respect for Haim Saban. That dude was just taking old stuff and making it new.
He was the first thrift store.
He was a thrift store.
His name was Justin.
Why
Sorry, it was Blue Ranger. I had to look it up.
Yeah.
Why did they do that thing though? Why did they do the only one? Like you had the Turbo, then you had the Rangers, then you had the Dino Hunters, then you had the Wild Rangers. Why did they Space Rangers? Why did they change it?
I don't know.
year?
I think I really don't know why they changed it like that. I don't know if maybe they just did it once like that and then they just kept going like that in Japan. But you know, with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I think they only had like what was the length of the contract? It was supposed to be 1 or 2 seasons, right? And then it ended up being like such a big hit that they were like, okay, we're going to continue with this cast.
Yeah, we got to do something.
And so remember when they took out Jason?
Okay.
They took out the Green Ranger, right?
Oh,
so
yeah,
it comes
yeah, yeah.
back.
So he had like a short contract or whatever from my expert internet reading, and so they took him off, right? The reason they brought him back apparently was because they were getting so many angry letters from like parents, like, hey.
I remember that. I was angry.
Yeah.
I was a young kid at the time, but I was like, oh, I like the Green Ranger. Oh,
But didn't he come back as the White Ranger?
yeah.
No, then he pulled a Gandalf and like came out like
Basically,
wizard.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So,
But he got a better Zord out of it. He got that white tiger.
Dude, White Ranger Tiger Power. Yes. Dude, the Tiger Zord was, but the Dragon Zord was pretty boss. Like,
Yeah,
It was.
It was a little clunky though.
And the whole Green Ranger thing, like, so the story from Super Sentai is different. Like, the Green Ranger was, I think he was actually evil the whole time. He was sealed away some thousands years of the past, and he ended up, so, yeah. Backtrack even further. Zero Ranger, right? They were guardians that were, like, sealed away, and, like, Zordon was this old, if you go, just search the first episode of Zero Ranger, Z-Y-U-R-A-N-G-E-R, like, Zordon is this janitor guy, and when Rita, like, breaks free or whatever, he takes this elevator down, like, he puts this, like, a secret...
wait, Zordon was a janitor?
He's like an old dude, like, he's a wizard.
Wizard
like,
of Oz.
Yeah, basically. And so, like, the Power Rangers were actually, like, these guardians that were sealed away when they first fought Rita. It wasn't like he just recruited some random kids. Like, so he went and he woke them back up from whatever their deep slumber was. And the Green Ranger was, like, I think he's one of the Rangers' cousins or brothers, and he's, like, evil or whatever. So it's, like, completely different. Like, the whole story is completely different.
Your Rangers history goes deep.
Yeah.
I feel like you are the Wikipedia page for the Power Rangers.
I mean, you know.
I also feel like there's a 17.5-minute song in your future where you just walk us through the entire...
I think I might do that.
Yeah,
I'll
you-
expand my Power Ranger song to be like...
There should be just a mega ballad.
Yeah, just a mega
18
Green Ranger's
18
closet.
long,
Yeah.
top to bottom. And you
do
can
it.
explain
Concept
the Super
album,
Sentai.
Also, Blue Ranger.
Keep it short.
A concept album. on the
Every
Power
season
Rangers.
gets one song.
Right here.
How do you feel about the new movie they're making? I'm just curious.
Well, considering they haven't like released a lot of details on the story, besides for it's supposed to be like a remake of the '95 one, but just kind of like moved to modern times. I'm assuming that's what it's gonna be, right?
They're gonna
Like,
Ghostbuster the shit out of this.
I'm hoping not. I saw the costumes. I was a little disappointed, but you know, I can't be that. I don't want to be like that nerd that's like, hey, you're changing what I liked, and nobody in the future is allowed to like it after me. You know?
Be that guy. I'm that guy. Be the old man on the porch.
Get off my lawn. Like you're not. The grass is mine. You know?
I'm 32 and I'm already Clint Eastwood from Gran Torino. I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So let's. I want to bring in MegaRan for a second though, because put the headphones on MegaRan so you can sound it. Because he tells me you're like you're in this Nerdcore game from like early on.
He says I'm an OG. I think I'm like, if there was Gen 1 with MC Chris, MC Frontalot, I'm probably Gen 2, I guess. And these guys are Gen 3. One up. There's Doug Funnie behind me, Juice Lee. I think these guys are probably Gen 3, but I feel like I'm like 1.5. Like I came in about 2007 when MC Frontalot was already a thing. MC Chris had been a thing. MC Lars was also a thing. And then I went on tour with those guys. And it kind of jump-started my life and career. And my thing was video games, though. I love retro gaming. Everybody had their thing, you know. MC Chris was Star Wars. MC Lars was literature. And MC Frontalot was like coding and other stuff. So it was all different degrees and varying angles of nerdness.
Yeah.
And my thing was retro gaming, you know. And I made an album all about Mega Man called MegaRan, and that was kind of my introduction. That was like 2007, 2008.
Wow. So you did do like a concept album. You did a Mega Man album.
I did a Mega Man concept album. I did a Final Fantasy VII concept album. So that was kind of where I came into it, just making concept records.
Is Final, like Mega Man, we're going back, right? Is Final Fantasy that old? Like, I thought it was a PlayStation
It was 97. It was old enough.
No,
I mean,
dude, it was on the NES.
That's 20 years ago.
Like,
The original was NES.
well, yeah, the very first one is they're over 30 years old now. But Final Fantasy 7 was the one that probably moved me the most. And I think they're actually playing Final Fantasy 8 music right now. But that was the one that moved me, and I think a lot of people as well, because it was the first 3D role-playing game. And so it just, that was the first time that graphics, I think, reached the depth of the gameplay, where they both kind of finally met up, you know?
We were talking to somebody the other day, you're a video game guy, and they told me a style of game, and I couldn't figure out what it was. They said it was I don't know a lot about it, so they said it was a beat-em-up game, right? They were talking about she was poisoned from something, Final something.
Beat 'em up. Final Fight?
Final Fight, poison?
Probably.
What's a beat 'em up? What's like another one?
Beat 'em up is Double Dragon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's what we thought.
The Simpsons arcade game.
So it's like you just literally, the ones where you throw the
you
guys
mash buttons, you maybe hold both buttons for an attack. Battletoads is a big one. The beat 'em ups. Classics. Classic genre. Renegade is one that's over there. It's a very underrated. I think it was the beginning of the Double Dragon series Taito made. River City Ransom for the NES is one of the classics. So they still make them to this day. So beat 'em ups are all about just linear fighting games.
You know what I liked about the Battletoads?
What was that?
You could beat the shit out of the second player.
Right.
Like you could kill the other guy.
I would do that to my little cousins. I'd be like, oh man, oh sorry, I killed you, and then I would just go on with the rest of the game.
On the second level, when you're dropping down the level, you turn into a bell?
Yes.
My little sister, I'd just kill her with the bell every time. I'd just bell her to death.
Yes, that's the way I love that about it, is you could just clobber the other person
I would say something else.
and go on and play.
That's a hard game.
It's like notoriously hard. It's like one of the hardest games in history. I never beat it.
Nope,
There's the level with the ships, and you're hitting, trying to dodge
the jumping jet ski thing.
The jump in the jet ski. Oh, it's impossible. I've broken a few controllers on that game.
So I want to promote other people because you got a crew with you. So let's.
Yeah, we got a whole crew here. NPC represent. Doug Funnie's behind me. Doug, say what's up.
Here comes.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's good, man?
Is that's the name of the guy, right? The Doug Funnie?
That's what he calls himself.
No, but that's also the cartoon guy's name, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay, good deal. Are you into cartoons?
Yeah, I'm all about cartoons, video games, comic books. I dig it all.
Do you have what is your style? Like you do Nerdcore, but do you have a particular thing that you rap about, or you keep it broad?
I kind of keep it broad, but I'm more really energetic. So most of it's like real trap, hip hop, hard beats. I like to rap about video games. Rufio is one of my tracks I like to do. Macho Man wrestling is also
you like
a good
the wrestling?
thing.
We're working on an album about Macho Man.
Oh, nice.
Can I tell you my theory? Because there's the album is on this theory. Okay, so do you remember in 2011, there was a guy, I can't remember his name, a crazy guy who said the world was going to end, and he had billboards and posters
Revelation.
all over the place?
Yeah.
Okay, the day he said the world was going to end and apocalypse was going to happen, that's the same day Macho Man died. So in my opinion, I think the rapture happened.
He was the only one saved.
Taken up.
Macho Man was the chosen.
I think Macho Man was the chosen. I think Macho Man went to heaven and is been sent. He's gonna come back and try to save the world.
Hit everybody with the flying elbows.
Right now he's up there snapping Slim Jims with Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah.
But very soon he's coming back down, man. And he's gonna save us all.
I believe it. I want to be there when he comes back.
Yeah. So I'm glad you now. What era of professional wrestling did you do? I don't know.
The Attitude Era
is that Stone Cold and
the Stone Cold? Yeah. The D-Generation X and a little right before the beef with Macho Man and Jake the Snake is when I started to jump into wrestling.
That's where I checked out around that. I grew up Jake the Snake and Bret the Hitman Hart and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. That was the area I came from. The other night we went next door and saw the roller derby, and a lot of the framing of roller derby is similar to professional wrestling.
Really?
Very theatrical, over the top.
And they just senselessly beat each other up when they don't have to.
Really?
It was a great violent
I'm going to have to go to the next one, man. I saw the ladies kind of riding around in rollerblades. It's awesome. It's kind of unsafe. What's going on?
Yeah, it's crazy.
They don't care about unsafe.
No? All right, cool. That's kind of hot.
I want to make sure there's anybody else that we want to make sure they get a little shout out.
Juice Lee, what's going on?
Juice, want to get a shout out real quick?
What is happening, people?
Juice Lee.
Yes,
What's up,
I'm
brother?
Juice Lee. Much like these guys, I'm a nerdcore artist, and I rap mainly about video games, but also I do a little bit of comics. Like, actually, a lot of comics. So I'm like more of a comic guy than anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much kind of what I do, and you know, it's always kind of cool to just kind of hang out with these guys anytime we go to a con or anything like that. So
are you? I guess y'all all play instruments essentially. Is that how y'all come up with your beats and the music for it, or do y'all have like some guy in the studio just banging it out?
Like for me personally, like I kind of have like a bunch of friends who are producers, and like I'll like collaborate with them and like basically find beats. Or sometimes what I'll do, like with hip hop is big on sampling.
Right.
Like I listen to a lot of video game, movie soundtracks, a whole bunch of other stuff like that, like really obscure things, and like I'll feed samples to them and say, hey, make a beat out of this. And like sometimes they'll come back to me with like some amazing stuff. So that's always like the really exciting thing about like making music and then crafting music around that. So that's pretty cool. So
yeah, I always think like when you do the sampling, it's harder now because of all the rights issues, right?
Yeah and no, because everyone does it, and it's so interesting because there's like this weird type of gray area, you know, just because sometimes people do it, and if you like sell like 1 million or you get like millions of hits, and maybe you might have to like pony up and somebody's gonna call you, you know what I mean? But
otherwise, just put it out there and hope you don't get sued.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's
what we do. We do that all the time.
Yeah, indeed. Anyone else? Or
real quick, comic book question.
Yes.
And we're going to let everybody promote everything.
Okay.
So, comic book question. I thought the greatest comic books I ever saw was Todd McFarlane and Image Comics, like early Image Comics.
When Todd McFarlane actually drew for Spider-Man, that like I think that was like the best Spider-Man's ever looked, because Todd McFarlane would actually like put Spider-Man in like these weird positions and stuff like that, and like some of those like things of Spider-Man swinging are like still very iconic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like just how he drew Spider-Man with like the big eyes and everything like that, that's like really iconic, because even if you look at Amazing Spider-Man 2, like they adopted the big eyes with like how Spider-Man is there, and it's just like that's very Todd McFarlane-esque. So yeah.
Cool. So where can we want to promote everybody's everything? Where can people check you out?
At Juice Lee on Twitter, Facebook.com/Juice Lee. That's just Juice Lee how you would normally spell it, JuiCeLee, or JuiBrand.com, which is pretty much the portal to everything that is Juice Lee related. So take it away to these gentlemen.
Yeah, take it away. Let's bring this guy in. You are MC, what is it again?
That's Oh My.
Oh, I like that voice too.
MC
Homeboy OC.
Everybody's messing with me this weekend. Calling me 01. I don't know why.
Wasn't that who said the Oh My? Isn't that the Larry Sanders Show or no?
No, like George Takei.
George
My. That's not where I got it from, but
no, you're right.
It works out. It works out.
You ever hear George Takei on the Howard Stern Show?
No, I haven't.
It's some of the greatest stuff you'll ever hear in your life, man.
I'm gonna look out for that one.
He sits in as the announcer like every 3 months. He'll sit in for a week. George Takei is one of the funniest. Like you don't realize like it's Sulu and he seems serious, but in real life he's like one of the funniest dudes ever. And Shatner and Takei have this weird thing where they totally hate each other, which I think is weird.
Like in real life?
Yeah.
Like they
do not work together. They don't want to talk or be near each other.
That's so weird.
They hate each other. It is weird. It's got to be awkward, you know, especially because they have to go to all the conventions together.
Yeah, like you would think they'd be friends by now.
Were you a Star Trek guy? Did you like Star Trek?
No, I'm not actually. So I'm one of the few nerdcore people who don't rap about video games or comic books.
What do you?
It's really weird. So a lot of my stuff is like I started off rapping about electronics at first, and then I kind of moved on to computers, and then it just got weird from there. Like I started rapping. I started putting references to things in my songs that were very nerd-like, but it wasn't strictly nerdcore. It wasn't about anything in particular. It would just be like, hey, I want to say this because I think it sounds cool. So
what? Like, give us a weird. How weird did it get? What's one of the weirdest?
With these kids standing next to me. Let me see. Like I have this song called Konami Code Love, right? And it's about the Konami code, and it goes up, down, left, right. But it's about making love to that code, not exactly about the game. It has nothing to do with the games. It has a lot of video game references, but you know, it's nothing like stuff that you hear from a lot of the other people, like, you know, One Up or MegaRan or anything like that.
No, it's awesome, man. It's good to have, like, if you have, like, you gotta have variety, I think.
Yeah. I like
Otherwise, we're all
comedy.
doing the same thing, so.
I like comedy. I like telling stories. I like making jokes. That's what I really do.
You'd be like
most of my music.
a gateway for someone to get into nerdcore.
Yeah. Like I have a song called Nerd You Up, and it sounds really sort of mainstream-ish. And it's like the perfect song that most people like to listen to. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Then I'll listen to the rest of your stuff. Oh, you're funny. Haha, I like your music.
Yeah.
So have you ever done stand-up?
No, I haven't. I'm a very reactive person. Like if something happens, then I respond to it. But I'm not really good at just telling jokes.
I've always been too nervous. I always say we should go do an open mic, but then I go, nah. I think I would suck at that. I check out.
You never know. You might find some gems out there.
Yeah, you might. So okay, how can people check you out?
That is MCOHMI. I'm pretty much everywhere. You Google that. I'm there. I promise.
He doesn't put a lot of stuff up. He's got more stuff on my page than.
So there's always been a running joke that I have more verses on everybody else's songs than I have of my own songs.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty lazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Usually, if they're like, "Hey, come over to my house and cut this track," you're like, "Okay."
Yeah, and then I'll go home and not do my own track. That's how I am.
All right, so check him out. And One Up, can you promote where people can find you and where people can find MegaRan, because he had to run?
Oh, yeah. So MegaRan is really easy. If you just type in MegaRan, the first thing will show up is the Wikipedia page about him, because he's super official. Yeah.
Oh, he's got a wiki.
Yeah, he's got a Wikipedia page. So yeah, just search MegaRan, like Mega Man, but MegaRan, like I ran to the store. And then for me, if you just type in, it's easier to go Creative Mind Frame. So search Creative Mind Frame and like Nerdcore with it, and that'll take you to my pages, because I also do like other stuff besides for music, and so that's what I started doing before I was dabbling and joking around with Nerdcore, and then got serious with it. So my name was Creative Mind Frame before that. So yeah.
So you can find a lot there, and then more on the One Up.
Exactly.
So check it out.
Exactly.
Well, cool beans, man. Thanks so much for visiting with us. Seriously, think about that 18-minute Power Rangers.
I might just make it a whole album, like and then like remove the time in between the tracks, just fluid into it.
That'd be the greatest.
Let it
we
roll.
will lock in on that, man.
I think I will. I think I've just set up my next project.
Okay, there you go. There you go, man. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having me.
We'll
You guys
shoot
are
you
awesome.
some stuff on emails and how you can find all this stuff.
Perfect.
Thanks again, guys. We'll see you.